Hello YouTube, Mr. Mo Stick Survival here. What I've got for you today is the Petzl e+lite emergency torch, and I love this thing. This is absolutely brilliant, and I love it that much that I wanted to do a review on it. I got this from a company called Heine Haynes. As I've said before, I get a lot of my stuff from there. It's basically a one-stop shop for all your survival and bushcraft needs. Absolutely fantastic place, go and check it out. Anyway, what is this? This head torch is basically designed for an emergency use, and it comes in a really hard case. It only weighs 28 grams. It has a 10-year guarantee and also has a shelf life of 10 years, which means you can throw it in a pocket, in your jacket, in your rucksack, or whatever it is you've got, and you can leave it there for a good few years, and then when you go to use it, it's going to work perfectly. And it does do that, because I've had this one for about 2 years. I've never changed the batteries. I've used it several times, and I've recently just used it on my Maxpedition VersaPack Night in the Woods, which is also on YouTube. So if you haven't watched it, fire across, have a look, see what you think, and I would be grateful if you could leave comments or subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much. So let's go through a few of the points about this little head torch. It's 28 grams. The temperature range for this is minus 30 degrees Celsius to plus 60 degrees Celsius. So that's a huge temperature range. Basically, it's not going to be destroyed by any weather that this country throws at it. For you guys across the pond, it's minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is again fantastic. It's really good. Highly recommend this product. It shines up to 19 meters at 16 looms, so it's not the brightest head torch in the world, but it's not designed to be. It's designed for emergency purposes. I mean, look at the size of it. It's, you know, it's the size of an average bloke's thumb. It's tiny. It runs on 2x CR 2032 batteries. Now there is actually enough room in here if you want to fiddle around with it to put an extra 2 spare batteries in, and what that means is the 2 batteries that come supplied with the torch give you 45 hours, which is 4 nights if you want to look at it that way. So if you can get another 2 batteries in there, that's 8 nights, which is fantastic for a product that size. For getting that amount of time out of it is absolutely brilliant. It's also waterproof to a meter, which helps. So go ahead and I'll take it out and you can see what you think. Okay, so the initial way is excellent. It's on an elasticated headband, so it's quite good. You know, you can adjust it to fit all. You can also wear it around the wrist. And there's also a whistle on this, and the whistle I believe is 100 decibels, which means you should be able to hear that a good half a kilometre away, and you can hear yourself. It is quite loud. So if we look at the head torch itself, then you can see it's very small, and it has this toggle selector switch here. And one of the things that actually, I'll point it out, that it's a good thing, but I found it to begin with a little bit annoying, and that is it has this safety mode on it, so you can't just open that up. It takes a little bit of effort to click it round, and then it starts toggling through the modes. But also right at the bottom there's an off switch. So if you are using this head torch, I would strongly recommend that you take it out of safety mode and put it right down to the bottom, and then toggle up through the modes, because the amount of times that I used it and I returned it to the top position when it was on my head, and I actually quite struggled when that's on your head to get it to work. So it's best once you start to take it all the way down to the bottom and then go through the modes there. So what have we got? Well, like I said, right at the bottom there is an off. The next one up is a single red LED. Now that's good for maintaining your night vision just in and around camp, and it has its purpose. It's quite good. It's not particularly hugely bright, but if you are in, you know, for those in the military, etc., if you're using this, then it's obviously excellent for a tactical situation. Red, not ruining your night vision, basically. The next one up is a strobe flashing red LED. Again, handy, and if you want, you could just, should you have a casualty or something, you could just put that around them and leave it on the flashing mode, and that way you're going to attract attention to that casualty. So that's quite a good idea. Again, it helps in location finding, etc. So that is a good mode. The next one up is the 3 LED strobe. Again, this is to aid in location. So again, it's a good idea. The next one up is the full brightness on the head torch, and like I said, that's about 16 lumens, and it's good to have a look over about 19 meters, and that should last 45 hours. The economy mode is slightly less than that. I couldn't find out the facts on the economy mode, I couldn't find it on any of the websites as to exactly how long the batteries lasted on that, so it may be that the economy mode is 45 hours. I'm not quite sure. Maybe if you're watching this and that is a concern to you, then perhaps you should do a little more research and find it. The only stats I could find for it was 16 looms at 45, but it didn't say if that was the full lot or if it was the economy mode. The beam itself is really wide. I was quite surprised. It does throw a good field out, so you can easily see what's going on around your campsite, etc. So again, I can highly recommend this product to you just as a backup head torch. I mean, if you're into serious lightweight camping, then perhaps this is the only head torch you need, full stop, and just take different batteries along. And then again, there's the off button, and then it clicks over into that position. The head torch itself is mounted on a swivel clip here, and that basically means that while this is next to your head, you can rotate that all the way around. That, you know, it's not going to be, you don't have to take the head torch off to try and adjust it to see what you want to do. Basically, it can do it for you. Actually, it should be that way for you guys, and you can point it right down, up, and just spin it around. It's really good idea. It's also got this clip on it, which you would be able to clip onto a really thin surface. If you didn't want to have the head strap on, you could use that clip and do it that way. But all in all, it's a really good product. And again, once you're finished with it, you know, it's not much. It just slides in there, and it's quite easy to put away. It's not one of these things that once it's out, it's really difficult to kind of pack away. It goes away quite easily. A little bit fiddly there for getting the strap in, but apart from that, it does go back in the box, and then you can clamp it up, and that's you got your Petzl e+lite back. So I hope that this review has been of use to you. Like I say, I can highly recommend this torch. I've used it a few times now, and it's never let me down. So for that and that alone, it wins its place in my rucksack. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I'll get back to you real soon with some other products. Cheers.